Hello guys, welcome once again to my channel. My name is Victoria. If you're here for the first time, thank you for stopping by. So today I'll be sharing with you how to make this beautiful bubu, or you can call it kimono gown with side pocket. Alright, so I'll be using this beautiful African print for this project. So guys, I went ahead to fold it into two and further fold it into four, as you can see. So I will be having two open edges and one closed edge. Also guys, I went ahead to mark my starting line. So the first thing I'm going to do is to divide my shoulder measurement by 2 and mark, which is 8 inches, and from that point I'll go ahead and mark 11 inches for my sleeve. So for the neckline, I'll be using 3.5 inches neck width and 1.5 inches neck depth for the back, and 3.5 inches neck width and 3.5 inches neck depth for the front. And once I was done marking that, I'll go ahead and connect those dots together to form my front and the back necklines respectively. So guys, from that 3.5 inches that I came down on my front neckline, I'll go ahead and mark 3.5 inches again for that V-shaped effect you can see on the front part of my gown. So on this part, I went ahead to mark 1 inch downwards, and I'll be connecting from the tip of my neckline down to that 1 inch to form my shoulder slope. So guys, the next thing I did was to take my horizontal measurement. I marked my bust line, my waistline, my hip line, as well as the gown length. And on this part, I'll be retaking the horizontal measurements to enable me get straight horizontal lines. So guys, once I was done doing that, I went ahead to connect those dots together to form my straight horizontal lines. So on the waistline, I went ahead to mark my waist circumference measurement divided by 4 plus 2 inches is and 1 inch seam allowance. On the hip line, I marked my hip circumference measurement divided by 4 plus 2 inches is and 1 inch seam allowance. And on the hemline, I went ahead to subtract 1 inch from what I marked on the hip line. So once I was done doing that, I went ahead to connect those, as you can see. So after connecting guys, I went ahead to blend the hip line so as to avoid having sharp points. Okay, from the shoulder slope, I went down by 11 inches to form my sleeve opening, and from the waistline, I'll go ahead and connect to the 11 inches that I came down by. So guys, I didn't like what I have there, the shape of the curve there, so I went out by 1.5 inches on the waistline and made another curve. Once I was satisfied guys, I went ahead to cut this out. So while cutting the neckline area, I only cutted out the back neckline. Okay, so after cutting guys, this is what I have. From the waistline, I came down by 2 inches and made a notch, and this is where the pocket will start from. Okay, so guys, I went ahead to remove the inner piece. Okay, that's the back piece, because I just cut out the back neckline. So the next thing I'm going to do now is to remark the 3.5 inches that I came down by, sorry, and I will go in by 0.25 inches, and using my ruler I'll go ahead and connect it down to that 3.5 inches that I further marked. Okay, so I'll cut out the first 3.5 inches, which is the actual front neckline, and then after that I'll go ahead and cut out from the 0.25 inches down to the 3.5 inches that I marked. I hope you understand this. So I'll set this aside, and I went ahead to cut out facing for the front. As you can see, I'm making sure that it's properly arranged. So I wanted to cut it out directly, but I found out that it was shifting, so I went ahead to trace it, and after tracing I went ahead to cut it out. So I pinned it with the front piece and set it aside. So the next thing I did was to cut out a strip of fabric that measures 1 inch width, and the length is just enough to turn my neckline. So I'll be using it to pipe my back neckline. So after that, I went ahead to cut out another strip of fabric, and this one measures 2 inches. I'll be using it to turn the sleeve. So this is going to be the first one, and after cutting this, I will use it to cut the second one. So guys, I've cut out the first piece. So as you can see, I'm trying to use it to cut out the second piece. After cutting, guys, this is what I have. So this is the back piece, so I'll be using this strip of fabric to pipe it down, to pipe the neckline, sorry. And the front piece, I'll be using this facing to turn it. So I'll take it to my sewing machine and do all this. After that, guys, I will bring it back and show you guys what next to do. So guys, as you can see, I've gone ahead to do that. I've gone ahead to use that strip of fabric to pipe the back neckline. As you can see, I also went ahead to use my facing to turn the front piece. Okay, so I went ahead to join the sleeves, and this is what I have. So the next thing I'm going to do is to pick the 2 inches strip of fabric that I cut out. So I'll be opening my sleeve like so, placing the right side of the strip of fabric against the wrong side of my sleeve, and I'll go ahead and secure it with my pin. So I will secure from one end to the other, as you can see me doing. So after pinning, guys, I'll go ahead and stitch with 1/2 inch seam allowance, and after stitching, I'll flip it to the right side, fold it by 0.25 inches and make a top stitch. That was exactly how I made this other sleeve. As you can see, I've gone ahead to do this other sleeve. You can see my top stitches. Okay, so I went ahead to cut out this piece of fabric. Sorry guys, I actually joined it because my fabric wasn't enough. Okay, so this will be serving as the pocket bag. The width is 7 inches and the length is 12 inches, and I went ahead to curve it out, as you can see. So from the notch part on the main fabric, remember the allowance that we added was 1 inch. So I'll go ahead and mark 1 inch and downwards. So from that notch part, I also went ahead to measure 6 inches, which is the length of our pocket opening. Okay, so after marking that, I went ahead to connect. All right, you can see I went ahead to make a line, as you can see. Sorry, my chalk isn't all that bright. So on this pocket bag, I also went ahead to mark 1/2 inch. I'm using 1/2 inch here because that's the seam allowance I added on this. Okay, and from the top, I'll be measuring 6.5 inches because I'll be leaving 1/2 inch upwards. So from that 1/2 inch, I will go ahead and stitch 6 inches downwards. Okay, so I'll be placing from that 1/2 inch on top of the line that I made on the actual fabric, making sure that the two of them are properly aligned, okay, and well matched. I will go ahead and secure with my pin. So guys, after pinning, this is what I have. I will stitch from that 1/2 inch downwards, which is 6 inches in length, and I will do the same thing to the other side. So guys, as you can see, I've gone ahead to turn the sleeve like I said I was going to do, and I went ahead to stitch from that 1/2 inch downwards, which is 6 inches in length, okay, for the pocket opening. And I did the same thing to this other part. So the next thing I'm going to do now is to open it up and turn it to the wrong side. as you can see me doing. And I'll go ahead and place these pockets together like so. Remember when I was trying to make the initial stitch, I placed the pocket right side facing the actual fabric. So from here, I'll go ahead and stitch from here down to the half an inch that I left earlier. So I've gone ahead to do this part, and this is how it looks like. I'll take this to my sewing machine and do just that. I will also go ahead and stitch the sides as well as hem the down part, and once I was done, guys, this is what I have. You can see how beautiful it's looking now. I went ahead to stitch the sides close as well as hem the down part, as you can see. I also went ahead to stitch the pockets. Okay, you can see how beautiful it's looking. Can see how beautiful this is looking. Okay, so guys, with this we'll finally come to the end of today's class. If you've watched this far, thank you so much. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button, like my videos, share with your friends, and don't forget to turn on your notification bell so that you get notified whenever I upload a new video. Bye guys, see you in our next class.